Alright boys, what's happening? Welcome back to another F1 2021 video here on the channel. Today we have the first track guide of the year on this game, and it is the brand new track on the game, the Algarve International Circuit, the Portuguese Grand Prix, aka Portimao, whatever you want to call it. The Portuguese Grand Prix has been added to the game last night in an update. I'm sure everyone knows by now, and that's why you've clicked on this video. In this video boys, I'm going to give you a little track acclimatization type program, go through the circuit, how to master the Algarve International Circuit for the Portuguese Grand Prix. You see the game on the screen there, it says the track difficulty is hard. It is quite a difficult track, but once you get used to it, it's so satisfying to nail a lap around this circuit. We're going to go through that in this video today. Before we do get into it though, if you do enjoy this video, please make sure you hit like on it and subscribe to the channel. If you are a fan of F1 2021 content, especially my team content, make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications on. We have a very entertaining My Team series going on, if I do say so myself. Season 2 kicks off tonight at 5 PM UK time, so make sure you stick around on the channel for that if you do enjoy this video. Without further ado, let's get into the circuit. So boys, on the screen you can see the setup we are going to use for this circuit. We have copied this setup from the current leaderboard world record holder, who set a 1:15.7, I do believe, at the time of recording this video. This is the setup on screen. Feel free to copy it. This is of course a time trial setup. This is not a race setup. I will bring a video on the channel for a better race setup later on, once I have mastered this circuit myself a bit more and drove it a bit more myself. But this is for top speed, of course, time trial setup. Now let's get into the lap. So boys, like with any flying lap, any hot lap, it is very important to get the last corner right, to get the best exit onto the straight. We're only going slow on this lap so I can talk you through it, but make sure you get a good exit. It's completely flat out, the final turn here in the Portuguese Grand Prix circuit. Down into turn 1, it's going to be a downhill braking zone boys, and it's very important to get this first corner right because the exit is very important to master. You're going to turn in at about 50 meters. You want to be in 6th gear. It's just a little lift off the throttle. You're going to be in 8th gear, obviously coming down from the straight into the first corner, turning in at about the 50-meter board. And as you can see, you've got another apex right here on the exit. So that's why I say the exit is so important. You want to take it a bit wider onto the entry, turn in at about 50 meters, and get a nice exit out for the next corner. So boys, for this next corner, you're going to be in 6th gear. It's almost like a hairpin type corner. You want to brake heavily in a straight line, of course, down to 3rd gear for this hairpin, and hook the apex as tight as possible and stay to the right as you come through here because you're going to be going straight left. So boys, off the hairpin, stick to the right. You've got like an uphill blind crest here. You want to be in 4th gear, not flat out. You might go wide and spin if you do go flat out there. The car will get a little nervous because we do go light over the bump. The car gets very light as you go uphill and over that little crest there, over the bump in the road. So you want to be in 4th gear, little lift. Can't take it flat out really. Depending on your downforce setting, you might be able to take it flat out, but with this setup that we do have on in this video, you definitely cannot take that turn right there completely flat out. So now you build up the speed again, you've got a little bit of a straight, and now we come into another downhill braking zone. You want to go really aggressive on the brakes and get yourself down into 3rd gear for this left-hander. Hit the apex nicely, and you can use a lot of the curb on the exit there as we run wide. You're completely flat again up this this crest again. You can't even see what is over the crest. For this corner here, you're going to be completely flat out in 7th gear. You want to get a wide exit or wide entry, sorry, onto this corner to get a good exit for the next one. But then you're going to be braking straight away. And into this corner, boys, you see we've came around flat there in 7th gear. You're going to be braking and turning laterally to get into this corner. So it's going to be a very difficult one for the tyres. You're going to lock the tyres. So you maybe want to click the front brake bias, 2 clicks rearwards there to make sure you don't really lock those fronts because you are going to be turning in down into 3rd gear. You want to take a late apex there, as you can see by the curb as well. Take a late entry there. Stay wide on the entry, sorry, and get a late turn in to get the best exit out of this corner, and then we're easily flat again down this hill and round this corner. Now we've got another blind crest here, and you want to leave the brake bias rearwards as it was. You want to drop it to 4th gear for the turn in here. You want to really push to the outside and then get the entry as late as possible into this corner. Be careful on the throttle on the exit though, because as you can see, as we come out of this corner, the track drops away straight away. So that's going to unsettle the car a little. So be careful. If you just hit the throttle straight away coming out of this corner, you've got a good chance of spinning, because look how much the track does drop away. You can see in the rear view camera here, it looks like we're climbing a mountain and coming down it. So be very careful on the throttle input on the exit there. Now again, it is easy flat as we come down here for this next turn, and we have another blind crest here. You can see we've got another corner which is just completely blind, came out of nowhere on us. Now, you need to really find a reference for the braking point there. You can't even really see the apex. So it's literally just down to driving the track and finding the braking point yourself, boys. Finding a little reference, a little marker on the track to get your braking point there, and then hitting the apex. It's completely blind almost as you're coming over that crest. Down into third gear for that though. Now you're keeping the brake balance rearwards still. Those 2 clicks rearwards that we did do before, because we have another corner here where you're going to be braking but turning in. You're going to get a late entry into this one as well, and then you can run wide on the exit. Stay in 4th gear for this corner. Watch the track limits on the exit there. Now for the final corner, boys, it's very important that you have a smooth steering input. So you want one steering input the whole way through. You don't have to hug the corner. You can run wide as we've just seen there. You will really maximize your time through that last corner if you only have one steering input through that corner if possible. Hopefully you did enjoy this video, boys. It's my first time doing a track guide, so sorry if it was a bit rough. You know, it's my first time doing a video like this. But if you do want to see more of this, I can do it for other tracks if you leave them in the comments below. I will do them for the other circuits getting added to the game also. If you didn't know, Imola is getting added to the game next month, and the Jeddah circuit is getting added the month after that in November. So I will do a track guide for those two. The Jeddah circuit will be very hard for me to do because I'm not familiar with that track whatsoever. I haven't even seen any pictures of it or anything. But Imola, of course, I'm quite familiar with. I can do another track guide there. If you did enjoy this video, please let me know in the comments below any ways I could improve these track guide videos, or if you found it helpful, found it useful, and enjoyed the video, please hit like on it. Like I say, I'm more of a my team content creator, but I wanted to do this track guide because Portimao has just came out, and it's a very fun circuit to drive with all the undulations and stuff. It's a very fun circuit to drive, and hopefully in my next season of my team we will throw the Portimao circuit into the calendar, because it is such a fun circuit to drive, and when you nail a lap, it is very, very fun. You can see our best time on it is a 1:18.5. That was just a very rough one last night. I tried to get him a decent little time for the leaderboards right as the track came out. Very slow, off the pace. I'm going to be grinding it all day probably to try and improve our fastest lap around here. Let me know in the comments, what is your fastest lap around Portimao? It's only been out for less than a day now, but let me know what you think of this circuit. Do you enjoy this circuit? Is it one of your favourites? Is it not one of your favourites? I can see a lot of people not liking it because of all the undulations and how easy it is to lock up. But like I say, if you put that brake balance rearwards, then we should be okay, like I've mentioned in this video a few times. But if you did enjoy this video, as we have a nice little spin there to check out the mountains in the distance, completely did that on purpose to have a look at the mountains in the distance. Lovely Portugal. Yeah, if you did enjoy this video, boys, like, comment, share, subscribe. I will catch us next time. Take it easy.